So, we just had a fairly massive failure. I was out and about, and all of a sudden my clutch wouldn't properly. Getting into the slave cylinder, we quickly found a big problem. Now, this is the piston and seal assembly from a bad clutch slave cylinder. This is one that I had as a sample to go and buy a new one. This is the one that I removed. This bad one, across its best surfaces, least worn spot, maybe 20.5. This one that we just removed, I don't know if you can quite see the shiny worn side on that. Across the worst of it, it is 19 millimeters. So it was leaking a little bit. So with that replaced and the hydraulics bled properly, the pedal returned to a slightly higher than a normal position, but nothing too strange. And I drove for a few weeks. But yesterday, trying to climb this hill, we suddenly had that problem where you hit the loud pedal and only the revs increase and the Jeep doesn't accelerate. Oops, slipping clutch. So before we start ripping the gearbox out and changing the clutch, let's just investigate and see if the pedal adjustment is okay, or the push rod adjustment.
Okay, so first thing is this measurement of the clutch pedal height, which to me there looks like about 280 millimeters. So that's already a problem. We're supposed to be at like 301 or 302. So adjustment by this seems to be in order. So once we've got the jam nut loose, then we can back the pedal or the adjuster off a little bit until we got some slack. So there we got slack, but that's more than the 3 millimeters or so that the manual calls for. So we'll just take that up just a tiny little bit. Yeah. So if you're only using one wrench, then the bolt is going to turn a little bit when you tighten the jam nut. So you have to allow for like a quarter of a turn, something like that. So I think that's still a little bit on the tight side. So I'm actually going to adjust the push rod a little bit, if I can. It's very handy that they provided this access port here, even though that's not what it's for. There we go. So now we have just that little bit before the clutch actually moves. If you see the cylinder there, it's just pushing into the grease and not actually moving the cylinder until about there. So that should work. So the symptom I was having was that once maybe in third gear up a bit of a hill, hitting the loud pedal only made the engine rev and it didn't speed the truck up. So obviously therefore the clutch was slipping. So we're going to give it a try now.
okay? Smell anything weird? Seems okay. Yeah. Alright. I call that a success.